From Zhongnanhai to the village, it is the party secretaries who call the shots. This is Jersey's news commentary channel. Who really rules China? Many would say the government, the state council, the administrative system at all levels. But if you truly dissect China's power structure, you will arrive at a completely different answer. From Zhongnanhai to the smallest village, it is the party secretaries who ultimately call the shots. A slogan that is actually a system. In China's political discourse, there is a phrase that is constantly repeated: the party leads everything: government, military, society, education, east, west, south, north, and center. Many people treat this as a slogan. In reality, it is not a slogan at all, but a closed-loop power structure and internally reinforcing system whose trajectory, by its own logic, tends toward collapse. What does it mean? The government is not an independent power center. The military is not a national army in the conventional sense. Schools, companies, hospitals are not autonomous institutions. All systems must ultimately be subordinated to the party's authority. This is a uniquely comprehensive power operating structure where, in global comparison, government operates, secretaries decide. If you observe how China actually functions, you will notice a distinct pattern. The administrative system operates in the front, while the party secretary system makes the decisions in the back. A ministry has a minister, but the party secretary holds real authority. A province has a governor, but the provincial party secretary is the core. A city has a mayor, but the party secretary is the true number one. A school has a principal, but the party secretary determines direction. This creates a unique structure. Administration executes, the party secretary decides. Work can be done by others, but nothing moves without the secretary's approval. A system that replicates itself. If only the center had party secretaries, that would be concentration. But this system does something else: it replicates itself. So what do we see? At the center, a party structure. At the provincial level, a replica. At the municipal level, another replica. At the county level, yet another. At the township level, full coverage. And it expands horizontally. Schools have party secretaries. Hospitals have party secretaries. Media organizations have party secretaries. Companies have party secretaries. Even subsidiaries of companies have party secretaries. Every unit has a party secretary. Every unit is a node of power. Estimates suggest there are at least tens of millions of party secretary positions, large and small, across China. These nodes connect into a dense, structured network from the top to the very bottom, layer by layer, tightly interlocked. The essence, not rule of law, but organized rule by people. The essence of this system is the erosion of rule of law logic. In a rule of law system, rules constrain power. Institutions govern operation. Individuals are subject to law. In China, the logic is reversed. Rules cannot operate independently. Institutions cannot constrain themselves. Because the underlying logic is rule by people. But this is not loose, arbitrary personal rule. It is highly organized, hierarchical, networked rule by people. In one phrase, secretary governance. The core mechanism: layer by layer, accountability. The system runs on a simple principle: each level is accountable to the level above. Subordinates report upward. Decisions move upward. Approval flows downward. The result is inevitable: all power flows upward. In each unit, the secretary calls the shots. In each city, the party secretary calls the shots. In each province, the party secretary calls the shots. Each level is a small pyramid. Countless pyramids stack into one massive pyramid. And where does it end? At the very top. Secretary power ultimately means one person decides. Secretaries call the shots does not mean many centers of power. It means each level reproduces a structure where one person decides. At the top sits the ultimate decision maker. Below him are layers of delegated decision makers. Below them, layers of executors. This creates a recursively replicated one-person structure. A hierarchy of power. At the top, one ultimate authority. Below, countless localized authorities. You could describe it this way: one central decision maker, and countless smaller ones beneath. Lower-level figures may exercise power within their domains. But major decisions still depend on the top. A self-reinforcing structure. This is not accidental. It is a structure that reproduces itself downward, through replication. Upward, through concentration. Outwardly, it may appear decentralized. In reality, it remains centralized. This is what can be described as the superstable structure. History already gave the answer. Under Mao, power was highly concentrated. Society was tightly controlled. Mobility was minimal. Result, economic collapse. Reform and opening up under Deng Xiaoping, decentralization. Relaxation. Opening. Result, 4 decades of rapid growth. But the structure itself was never dismantled, only loosened. Retightening the system. In recent years, power has been re-centralized. Control mechanisms strengthened. The logic of party leads everything reinforced. The one-person structure restored. What follows? The contraction of social space. The decline of vitality. Final conclusion. Fewer than 500,000 schools but millions of party secretaries. This is not about numbers. It is about a structure. From Zhongnanhai to the classroom, from party secretaries to students, this structure is continuously replicated and reinforced. Shaping not just governance, but an entire worldview. Final line. From Zhongnanhai to the village, party secretaries call the shots. And when everything converges into one person's decision, the system moves toward its limits.